Hello, in this video we're going to show you how to put together the box frame letters. So they're all pretty much built up the same way, slight variations on those letters that have a centre, like the letter O, P, B, A and others, but they're all pretty much the same. So the S started off like this. So for most letters you will get a front and a back of the letter, and then you'll get the side pieces and ends, and all the score marks. So first job, fold along all those score lines, do it all the way along and all the way along the edge of here, and the other side. So then save the back for later, because you do that last. And then on the front, so you have to make sure you are doing it so the letter is the right way around. So that's going to be the front. So you're going to stick this to the back. So you'd start with an end, so you'd glue on there and you'd stick that onto there. Or is it that way? No, it is that way. And then these would go when you front them. And you'd glue them on all the way around. All the way around there. You might need to, you'll see on the S that I've done lots of cuts now. I've changed it, the design slightly, and lots of little cuts to make it so that it will curve easier. So as you can see on this J, it's got lots of little cuts so the card curves. So you're basically sticking the edge all the way around that front piece until it creates a box shape like this. So that's the front and that is the back. Once you have done that, so I've done an O here, you can then start to put your layers together. Now the O has a separate centerpiece, and when you come to do the O, once you've glued your centerpiece and your outer piece, using the centerpiece, pop your first layer on over the centerpiece so you know which way round it goes, which is the top and which is the bottom. I have added to the design a little mark so you can tell which is the top and the bottom, because it's hard to tell on the O. There is a slight variation on the circle, but it's hard to tell. And then you are just getting really thin bits of foam tape, foam pads, and you're layering 2 foam pads, 1, 2, and then you'll layer another 2, and then your next layer, another 2, and you build them up so that all the way around you've got your layers. So for example, let me just move that over there. For the J, I'll open that up. Open that up. I made the mistake with the J and glued it on the wrong way, so I had to redo my front. Oh, okay, I did it back to front, so always check to make sure you're sticking it on the right way around. So that is ready for me to put my layers in. Let's have a look at the layers for the J. So that's my J. So that's the way they're going to go in. So that's the front one. So if I turn that over, because they've got to go in there, I'm going to turn that over, and that's how they're going in. So my first layer is this one. So we're going to layer up from the first layer. There. Right, here's my reader, that one's taken off, that one needs taken off. My reader to help me take those bits off. The back off the pads, that one's already taken off, this one needs taken off. That one too. That one's already, this one. This one. Right, they're all taken off, so we can put another row of foam pads on top. So doubling up our layer of foam pads. And one on top of the other. Oh, this backing doesn't want to come off. Oh, there we go. So you won't see these foam pads when it all goes together. Stick that one. And one more at the bottom. Right. Take these off. And this one. One, two more. And this one. Right, it's ready for the next layer. Now this is where you've got to carefully line up. My head is probably going to get in the way while I line this up. Lined up. Right, and then we put more foam pads on. So now you put the foam pads exactly where you put them on the other layer. So where I put it there, I'm going to put another one on there. So you do that all the way around. So where I put it on the bottom layer, I'm going to put it in the same place on that next layer. And on that. One further up. Oh. And another one here. And another one there. And one there. Oh, fiddly, some of these come off easily and some of them don't. There we go. And that one is there. I need to put one on this side. Now we take the backing off and then we double it up again. So I'll take it up, now I can double up. One on top of that one. On top of that one. That one. That one. Just need to make sure that that's not going to stick out. Don't want to be able to see it from there. Oh. Here. And top to peel off tops again. So you're going to keep doing this for all the layers. Just do one more and then I'll show you what we do with the next bit. Oop. One. One of them, so I stick the next layer on, again lining it up. Make sure those foam pads are sticking. So then you keep building it up with the foam pads. I'll finish that in a bit. Let's move that out of the way. I'll bring back the O. So once you've built up your layers, that's all the layers, all the foam pads, that's ready to go in our O. Now the O, so into the front of our O. So I've got the joins at the bottom and the top of my O. So it's the bottom, and it should slot in down to the front, and you can push it down on those where you've put the foam pads in. You can push down on those bits to make sure it comes all the way to the front, and then where it's not quite, you can use your fingers to spread those layers out. Right, so now we're ready to put the lights in. So we need some lights. So I got these flat battery packs with LED lights. Switch them on. Oh, nice and bright. These are from Amazon. Not very expensive. You need to decide where you're going to have your battery pack, and you need to make sure you've got the switch on the outside. So for the S, I just left a bit of it on stuck at the bottom so that I can slide the battery pack out and change the batteries if need be, and slide it in. Oh, they've gone off. Oh, a bit dodgy bit of wiring on that one. Right, there we go. That's back in. So it just sits in the back and you can't see it when it's sat on your windowsill or mantelpiece. But it does mean you can change the batteries if they run out. So if that is our O, that's the bottom. I think I'm going to have it there. So these tabs here I can cut off eventually. And I'm just going to put a blob of blue tack on the back of my battery pack just to keep it in place while I fiddle with the wires. So the wires are going to go all the way. Oh, that didn't work, did it? Okay, let's use a bit of double-sided tape. Let me just get some double-sided tape. Let's move all these bits of paper out the way. Right. So let's use a bit of double-sided tape so the battery pack doesn't move. Just de-stick it a bit because we want to be able to unstick it afterwards. So my battery pack is going to go there. So stick you on the back of it. De-stick it a bit. And then you can just sit there. Right, shouldn't move now while we mess with the wires. And we're going to go get some tape. You'll need some double-sided or sellotape. I tried masking tape and that didn't keep them in, so that's why I changed to double-sided. You could hot glue them in, I suppose. Just be careful not to melt the wire. Right, so I'm going to go all the way around. I am going to have to tape you right. Stand you up out the way. There we go. Right, let's start with you. Need to be able to take you out. Let's de-stick you a bit more. Right. And to leave that bit of wire, I'll stick you there with a bit of tape. I'm going to stick you there. Just go around. Sticking it as we go. Keeping them as close to the edge as possible when you get back. So in the beginning, you're going to go back on yourself. You're going to go back around the way that you've just come. So we're going to go back around again. If you take the back off the sticky tape, you can just stick the wire to the sticky tape and then put the backing back on again. might find you want to space the lights out a bit because I think they're a bit close to each other. So I'm going to do that there. Back on. And a bit more. Oh, there's one bit where the backing doesn't want to come off. Okay. Try again. Reading tool. There we go. Backing on. And to the next one. Backing off. That on. Backing back on again. And a bit more. Backing off. On. Backing back on. Back to the beginning. Right, I wonder if I can go around the middle without it being seen. Bend it back on itself. That's where our battery pack's going to be. Battery pack is going to be there. Right, we haven't got a bulb, so hopefully should be able to go around the middle. So let's get some more sticky tape. More double-sided. I'm just cutting little bits of sticky tape, sticking them to the edge of my table so it's easier to get them. Right. So let's stick you to the middle, just like we did around the outside. We're going to stick into the middle. I only need one piece there because the mountains will hide you. And again. We can go all the way around again. There's lots of lights. Round again. And keep going around the middle till we get to the end. And we can tape all of you together there. And I'll just put one in place there. And one in place there. And one. Don't want to tape over the... Alright, so on there. Right. Let's just switch them on. See. Oh, some of the tape's coming off, look. See if that... Hey! Looking good. I'll switch that off. Now I could make it so that slides in and goes all the way in, and so you wouldn't see it. That will keep it sticking out. It just makes it easier to change and to change the batteries and to switch it on and off. So now the next bit is to stick the back on. So just make sure they're all sticking, they're not going to come off. Just wondering if they're going to come off or not. Hopefully not. Right, so this is the stick. We will need to cut a bit of a hole for the battery pack, so I'm just going to pull that out of here for a minute. Just make sure that still works. I haven't bent it too much. Yes, it does still work. So, get this on, you need to push all of those in, and the outside ones out. That is going to sit maybe it's that way. You'll see it will sit better one way than the other. And then I fold those out and they're going to stick on here. So we get our yoo-hoo. Before I do that, I am going to cut my little hole for my battery pack. So my battery pack is going to go in here. Fold that up. That's where it's going to fit in. Just make sure it fits in. Yep. Where it's going to sit. So we can actually cut off those tabs as I don't need those. We cut off those tabs. Don't need those bits. I mean, you could have it sit flat on the back if you wanted to. I'm going to put mine in like that. Totally up to you. Right, let's get gluing these. So, and to start, where shall we start? Going to start. You might want to put your finger in and just do a bit at a time. Actually, we'll go around this way. Cool strings. Not good. Right. So we're going to go round. Stick. Center of the O. Keep going round. That is all stuck down. That one round here is determined not to stick down. Let's put a bit more glue on that one then. That one is stuck. No, it's determined not to. Okay. It will stick. Eventually sticks. Right, now we're ready to do the same with the outside. Okay. A bit of you who's stuck. Right. And to do this a little bit at a time. It's a bit harder on this bit. Make sure none of those tabs have snuck back in. Some of them have. Right. Start to there. For now. come in handy is the spatula. You can push it from the other side. Right, we're ready. That all glued on. So glue off. Dried up glue. Right, we're ready. So let's have a look. And this is the front. And let's switch you on. Can't really see the moon and things around on that side. There we go. Oh, moon. Those lights are bright. There we go. See a bit more around that side. Let's see a bit more. The moon and the stars. Thank you for watching.